Andrew Conway, very disappointing afternoon. What was the overall thoughts for the players inside?
Yeah, it's early doors. We don't really get too into it straight after a match. There's different things going on. There's guys who have to come and do media early. There's guys seeing physios, and you'll just kind of have a few conversations within your mini groups. And there's not much really to be gone over immediately after, I must say.
After the performance of just under 2 weeks ago against Wales, leading up to this game, how disappointed were you with the drop off?
Yeah, massively disappointed. But it's a tough place to go. We knew Wales at home is a different task to England away, and you see it. The statistics will tell you going away in the Six Nations is a really tough thing to do. Never mind to the World Cup runners up, and they were really good today. They're probably disappointed with how they started with the France game. The Scotland game was a bit of you could write it off based on the storm, and this was their first time back in Twickenham since they headed off to the World Cup, so they were nicely up for it, and they performed really well.
The kicks in behind were something that they stung you with just over a year ago at the Aviva as well, so you obviously knew that was a tactic that was coming?
Yeah, we know that they play the space. If it runs on and we've got too many in the backfield, they're going to run the ball. If we've got too many in the front line, they're going to kick the space, and that's why they pick Farrell forward daily. So yeah, it's a good balance they have.
And in terms of your own performance, how do you think you went out there today?
I'll have a look back. Didn't get too much ball. Relatively happy with how my defence was. They're a tough team to play against, and we were under the pump at times, and obviously that reflected on the scoreboard. But I think it was two tries in the first half were from kind of bouncing balls. They're fixable things, and we definitely showed good glimpses of our defence at times, and probably didn't get into the flow of our attack as we would have liked. But we'll have a look back and see what we can get from it.
Caelan, Doris, you obviously got a lot more time on the pitch today, but I suppose a disappointing outcome in the end.
Yeah, definitely disappointing overall. Glad to build on the 3.5 minutes from the last day, but it was a tough match to come into. I think we showed a little bit more of what we're capable of in that second half. We matched them physically and got some go forward. It was nice to get that early try in the second half, and then the message kind of when I come on was try and get that losing bonus point and prevent them from getting the winning bonus point, because we know now going forward that it's going to be tight between a couple of teams still in the mix for the championship. But yeah, disappointing overall.
What was the step up to Test rugby like?
It was nice, obviously only 3.5 minutes, but it was nice to start with Scotland, a team who I'm kind of more familiar with, having played quite a bit against Glasgow and Edinburgh over the last 2 years, so it was nice to be against them first. But yeah, today it was definitely physical. It was fast as well, but I think the stepping stone from Pro 14 to Europe to this is it's helpful.
Did it really feel like a huge step up in comparison to even Heineken Champions Cup?
No, not too much. I think once you get in the pitch and once you kind of get in your zone, it's you know what you're doing, and the physicality was a notch up, but other than that, it was okay.
And just finally then, obviously Italy coming up in just under 2 weeks' time. Would you love to get back into the number 8 shirt and get a proper start?
Yeah, definitely. Week off first, so I suppose taking the learnings and seeing exactly what went wrong, particularly in that first half, and bringing that into Italy. But yeah, looking forward to going again.
Keith Earls, I suppose a disappointing day all round, compounded with the poor start. You obviously only got on into the second half. What was the message inside in the change room?
Yeah, as you said, there was a poor start. Physically, I think, and tactically, they got onto us quite early on, and a couple of 50-50s with scraps got their way, and you know they punished us and kept us under a lot of pressure. But look, we knew we didn't fire a shot at half time, and we were only 17-0 down, and look, we said we put that to bed and get out and really go for it. But you know, you can't give a side like that 17 points and expect to win.
It was almost a case of deja vu in comparison to the game at the Aviva just over 12 months ago, with the kicks in behind leading to a spilled ball and a try early on.
Yeah, look, they're one or two mistakes out of us, but you know they're quite intelligent to put the ball there. Their understanding of the game is phenomenal, and yeah, their pressure game just outdone us really.
And in terms of your overall impact, got on into the second half?
Yeah, no, look, I think, you know, when I came on, I think we kind of knew the game was gone away from us, and we started to play a bit then, and we created one or two chances, got them down the edge once or twice, and I suppose that's the way we'll have to start games. We can't wait for it to get too late.
Johnny was speaking in the press conference there, talking about how he wanted John Cooney taking the kick at the end because he wanted to have a word with the team in the huddle out on the pitch. Can you tell us what he told you?
Yeah, he just said, look, it was a poor performance from us, and we'll brush ourselves down, and we've kind of a down week next week, and the championship is still there. Triple Crown is gone, Grand Slam is gone, but still a massive chance in the next two games to go on and win a championship.
How much of a challenge is it that you don't let this knock the confidence of the group or whatever, given that there is a championship still there, as you say?
Yeah, exactly. Look, we're 3 games in under Andy as well, and we won against Scotland, but we didn't play as well as we wanted. Played well against Wales, but plenty of work-ons, and look, there's plenty more work-ons to go, but I think our physicality left us down a small bit today.
Does that happen sometimes when you're trying to develop? I remember early in Joe's days, I think you remember Paul O'Connell saying they focused too much on detail and forgot about that. Is there maybe an element of that?
Yeah, look, we always speak about it. If you don't have a good breakdown, there's no point in having a philosophy. So no, we know we need to be physical, and look, rugby's a physical game, and we can't just turn it off and on. I've one game and then go into another game and not produce it. You need to produce it every game, which we haven't done.
Yeah, you mentioned England were good physically and tactically. Were there things you could have done better to manage that tactical sense of it?
Yeah, look, it was tough. I think the first 2 plays they got in, were from a high ball and they won scraps, and our backfield was a bit scattered, and they were intelligent enough to put it back in behind, and we'd finally, we'd waste a lot of energy trying to exit. We'd exit and they'd have a line out on our 10 or whatever, and the pressure's back on us again. So yeah, look, they're a class outfit. They've been in a World Cup final, and yeah, they were just way better than us today.
Keith, are they reinventing the wheel? They have a 6-2 split on the bench. They've got power everywhere. They're looking things. Are we looking at maybe a new South Africa idea, or have they been stronger? And I mean, you're playing against them for 10 years now. I mean, is that the most physical they've been?
Yeah, I think every game I've played against them, certainly in the last 4 or 5 years, you notice the physicality going through the roof. But then when you have like George Ford and Owen Farrell pulling strings as well, they're unbelievably intelligent, unbelievably accurate passing and kicking. It's hard to get one up on them lads, and then when that comes with physicality.
When you say going through the roof, like a punter who's watching stuff on television now, he's wondering, is it like 5% every year? I know you can't actually put a figure on it, but is it noticeably, God, they're bigger, or they're more powerful, or they're fitter, or is it more of a unit, or the tactics stronger? Yeah,
no, I think it's the way they're breeding younger lads these days. They're getting in the gym a lot earlier, and like we have a lot of physical guys as well, but as you said there, I think they just have it from 1 to 23. Look, the game is always revolving every year, and they seem to be the lads that are evolving it, with between playing George and Owen at 10, playing 2 halfbacks, and then Elliot Daly with a left foot, so it's hard as a winger or a full-back to kind of know what way the ball's going to go.
Can I ask you another question then and say, Razzie seemed to have a way of working them out. Does that surprise you that Razzie would have that kind of brightness, or is it just you think the South African beef down there as well?
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me, but I think Razzie's quite clever on this tactically as well, but as you said there, when the forward pack like the South African and the centres and our back line like the South Africans, like we have it as well, but we turn it off and on. We need to do it consistency, which these boys do.